Hi, this is Seth Feinberg, Managing Editor of AccountingWEB. We are down here in Atlanta at the Scaling New Heights Conference, hosted by Woodard Consulting and Woodard Events. Lots of bookkeepers and accountants around here looking at the latest and greatest technologies to automate their practice and automate an aspect of their work with clients. I am very honored to have one of our sponsors of our Realities of the Automated Practice Initiative, Brendan from Autoentry. Thank you for coming by the booth, Brad.
I'm very grateful. Thank you.
So, Brendan, we're asking the folks who come by the booth a simple question of what they believe, what they feel is the biggest blockers in the profession to automation.
Okay, biggest blockers. Well, I think there are still lots of practices. We're speaking lots of practices today and yesterday, and we'll of course continue tomorrow, that are kind of aware that there are solutions out there for them. They've heard, it's been on the grapevine, there's been whispers coming from all directions of practices that have really benefited in automation, but they haven't quite figured out how. Now, in fairness, many of them that are here today will probably learn that today, but there's the learning of it and then there's the getting it done. Right? So, since Autoentry was released, we've now brought automation into over 2,000 accounting firms, and we've over 65,000 businesses now set up, where all the bills, the payables, the accounts payables, the even banking credit card statements, a whole myriad of documents no longer gets manually entered into accounting software. Okay, that's great. But actually, even within some of those, it's sporadic. Because you can have a practice that one person who's progressive and doesn't want to be, overwhelmed with labor-intensive work and wants to be able to be more efficient with their time and maybe have more time at home, might implement a solution, but it doesn't necessarily get more broadly implemented across the practice. So some of it is just teething problems where some members of staff in practices are a little bit intimidated with the new solutions. But actually, what we see a lot is we made the mistake of not giving enough after-sales training when we first started, right? We were like, we signed up a client and it's that easy to use, and it is. And we'd already showed it to them and selling it to them. But the person who bought it may not be the person who's going to use it. And we realized, okay, you know what?
So common too.
That maybe a partner in a practice has signed up to use it because he said, this is amazing. But he's not going to be the one doing it. So if they have a bookkeeping team or whatever it might be, those people need to be shown, and those people need to get for themselves, you know what, I won't be here till 7:30 in the evening anymore because, we get all the work done much more quickly. I actually get to spend my time doing more interesting work. I can actually engage with the clients and talk to them about their cash flow forecast. Beforehand, even if we had a tool for cash flow forecasts, if the purchasing information hadn't got into the system, the forecast was wrong anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So now it's like, wow. So now we don't have to spend all the time getting the information in. These apps do it. Autoentry means that all that stuff is done automatically. We then only have to come in and check that it's done, it's reconciled, and then we can actually spend time talking to the client saying, hey, looks like things are going well.
People have to use it right.
It's how they use it and not to be afraid of it, right? The only other thing that's probably a hindrance is that there are options. Like anything. If you want to buy a new car or a new vehicle, let's say a new vehicle, right? Because it's fit for purpose. Are you going to be going off-road? Are you going to be needing to drive in thick snow? Do you live in a place where it's sunny all year round and actually you don't have any passengers ever? And because it changes your choice in what app or what solution is best for you. So events like these, and not even events like these, if you're a QuickBooks user and you go into the App Store or whatever solution you have, if there's an ecosystem, and you can go there and say, you know what, okay, this idea of capturing bills and receipts and credit notes and bank statements and automating all of that, all that expense management, let's have a look at what are the apps in there. Which ones are getting good ratings? What are the reviewers saying about them? Okay, I'm going to choose 3, I'm going to reach out to them, I'm going to let them show me what they do, I'm going to see how that fits with my client base or the process that I want to implement, and then I'll try one out, or I might try 3 of them out. And then I'll make my choice. But when you make the choice, it's not something that can be solved by buying. So what I mean by that is, there's a lot of accountants out there that say, I have this huge problem, and the first person that comes into me, with a charismatic patter sells me something, right? And I buy it thinking, that's it, I've solved the problem. That's not how it works. It's the implementation that matters. You could probably have chosen the worst solution, but if you implemented it or you made the effort with the implementation, you'd be far better off than actually having chosen the best solution and not made the effort with the implementation. So that would be my 2 pence worth.
Brendan, thank you so much.